The other day I was in Rockwall or Forney, I forget where, but I saw this rundown food truck, and it said across the top of it, it said award-winning barbecue. And I had to laugh at how much bullshit that was, because I am cusp Gen X millennial, I admit. And I'd noticed, along with everyone else, while shows like Survivor were on and people were getting voted off islands, and we had a movie called Castaway where someone couldn't get off an island. The hypocrisy was pretty real back then. Even soccer teams that lost got an award. So when you show me a rundown food truck and it says award-winning barbecue, I call bullshit. And these days, a lot of new cars are kind of the same way. They're all great. Uh, it's somewhat true, like they don't build bad cars anymore, but they do design and package cars poorly. And in this case, cars are now $50,000 on average, and your car payment is $750 or more. So, I happen to be driving something this week that busts all the myths and actually does deserve, well, it deserves an award. Here it is. That is the Hyundai Kona. Now, I've had it for a week. The funny thing is, actually, I like the way it looks. Although, like right there, maybe a little bit of here, if you squint your eyes or if you have a couple shots of tequila, and don't drink and drive, of course, it's kind of like a Pontiac Aztec. And now that I say that and I see it, I can't unsee it. But thankfully, this isn't a Pontiac Aztec. Oh my God. But see, I see it again. It's like right there. I just don't get it. But I like how they grafted on like the Pontiac Aztec. That's kind of an award-winning design. Anyway, this one here is quite the loaded one. So it's called the Limited all-wheel drive cyber gray color. Okay, so what I want you to know here is the lease payment on this apparently is somewhere around $350, maybe $375. I don't know what your tax would be, so maybe let's just say under $400 a month. So we're creeping up there, but basically 12 grand over 36 months. If you can pull off that for a new car and have a warranty and very little maintenance in a time where people are having sort of a budget issue, oh my God. I mean, this thing doesn't look like you are cheap or anything. Like, it just looks like you're into a lot of fun shit. So that's kind of what this is. All-wheel drive, of course. And let's get into the back seat real quick. So excuse my stuff. I've been running around Texas with this thing. I like the light color interior. Perforated seats. So you're not going to sweat your ass off in here. There'll be no swamp ass in this car come the summer. And Bose stereo, which is decent. It's definitely better than the JBL that was in the $50,000 Toyota Crown that I drove last week, which, go watch that video. Or don't watch it. Don't waste your time. Also, I love the design in here. They don't have to do this in a budget-friendly car. But yeah, the material feels like a combination between a wetsuit and leather. Don't even know if that's possible. But when we get in, all right, we have a wireless phone charger. We have two USBs here. We have more USBs back in there somewhere. Yep. And then the only thing I dislike is this armrest with this weird tray that, I don't know, it doesn't, I don't know if that's even the right tray in there for some reason. But this armrest doesn't adjust. I wish it would like slide forward or move up a little bit. If it had an adjustment, that would be great. But considering the budget price of this car, I really don't have any complaints about it. What I really do like, look at this. Heated seats, heated steering wheel. Heated seats, heated steering, and front vented seats for driver and passenger. 360-degree camera, which the $50,000 Toyota Crown didn't have. And parking sensors. And of course, the drive mode, which I've never had to use because, well, it's always going to be all-wheel drive. And it's it's going to send the power to where it needs it. It's not full time, although it is, but it isn't, because it's variable. Sort of like, well, an Audi Q3, which is what this reminds me of. It reminds me of an Audi Q3 from a couple years ago, before the fatter redesign that they have now. And of course we have this wraparound screen, or maybe it's two screens. Either way, it looks like one. And yeah, I just love the way it sounds. So in essence, great vehicle. And it does not have a locking glove box or a locking center armrest. And the trunk is pretty decent as well. And a power sunroof with the power shade. And they didn't have to do that. Watch this. Of course, Android Auto. Whoops, I don't know why I left my left blinker on. So we touch this. Power. They did not have to do that. There's certain things in here that it's like, oh, that's a good touch. I really like that. Automatic climate control. And, well, let's drive it real quick. Auto up and down on the front windows. You still have to hold the buttons down for the rear. Okay, the drive modes are pretty simple. Sport, normal, snow. I haven't used anything other than normal. I don't really desire a sport mode either, but so let's do this. Let's go up and around. So what I like is this thing is quiet but sporty. The toe-in on it is pretty nice. I'm actually, you know, feeling like sometimes other cars out there actually pretty feel slow. I did impress myself with this thing. It just gets off the line real slow. So, I mean, with a light pedal touch. So here we are. Auto hold can be activated, so it holds the red light, brake light, whatever. Can't talk right now. It holds the brake at the red light. But we don't have in here, we don't have auto stop start. None of that is required anymore. And so this car doesn't have it. You don't have to, the engine doesn't have to shut down and turn back on every time you come to a stop. So this car is definitely modern, and that there is the light sensor for the climate control. Senses how much light hits the dash and adjusts the temperature, fan speed, stuff like that to keep you comfortable. So you'll see here the monitor. I can change what that displays, but right now I got it on the four-wheel drive system. There's someone walking there, so I'll kind of be a little bit respectful, but I'm not gonna go too fast. But you can hear from the exhaust. Let's roll the windows up. There's an exhaust note in here that's particularly sporty. And it actually, if they wanted this thing to bark, I don't think you can hear it on camera as much. There's definitely the induction engine sound up front, but then there's an exhaust note in the back. And even on this gravel road, oh yeah, this is so much fun. Slow down here for this thing. All right. Oh, yeah, that little puff at the gear change. Yeah, this thing definitely, you know, I'm impressed by it. I actually, out of all the cars I've driven this year, press vehicles, this one does it. Yeah, this one I would take. Number one, because of the price point. Sounds like it's $36,000. Well, it actually is. I'll show you the window sticker in 1 second. And then you're saving 14 grand over your neighbors that are paying 50 grand on average for their car. Your car payment is so low, you can actually afford to buy a house. As you know, or not know, I don't know. Like, I used to be a licensed real estate agent here in Texas, and I gave that up knowing where the market's going. But there are still opportunities, and I do have a feeling like we're at the actual bottom of the market. And people will argue with me, no, but Brian, prices are as low and the stuff is as low as 2010. And I'm like, yeah, 2010 was the bottom of the market, dumbass. Anyway, here we go. Everyone wishes they bought in 2010 is what I'm saying. All right, Hyundai Kona Limited, all right, 2026, and Cyber Gray, blah, blah, blah. Yep, $36,385. So even if you paid, worst case scenario, on this model, this trim, if you paid full price and your lease is only $350 a month, you'd be an idiot not to go just get one of these. I wouldn't even buy a used car, because who knows? Someone may have smoked some crack in there and shot themselves up with some stuff and had a good time and whatever. Do you really want a used car, especially if you've got young kids to throw in the back? Don't you just want like a new, crisp, clean, fresh car that's literally just $350 a month? I don't know how much down you got to put, but I wouldn't put any down on a lease ever for anything, because once that car's totaled, you never get that money back. So, yeah, if you need financial advice, friendly financial advice, leave a comment below and ask for some tips on anything you need a tip on, and maybe someone else will answer it, or maybe I'll answer it. Like, subscribe. Thanks for watching, and yeah. Not bad. Not bad at all. I highly recommend it. I give it the buy this or you're a dumbass award. Thanks for watching.